To rock our minds as well as our bodies, and he's been doing just that for more than 3 decades. It's been a funky ride in and out of the mainstream for Bowie, who seems more comfortable on the fringe than front and center.
Being an artist, ever since I was a kid, the one thing I really wanted to do was to affect the medium. You know, that was like very important to me.
I've never done good things. I've never done bad things. I never did anything out of the blue. Whoa.
In the back of your head, you're thinking, this might affect people in a certain way. You know, this might have some ripple effect.
Wanna come down right now.
I think for the vanity of an artist, especially a creative artist, it's the idea that you might have changed the vocabulary, the medium that you're working in.
I may change me. I can change time.
The chameleon would change the colour of its skin to fit into its environment. I think I've done quite the reverse.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Ashes to ashes. You little wonder, little wonder.
I don't want to hear information I know already, and I'm kind of greedy for something that kind of really sparks me off and gets me thinking. And one tends to find that on the outside of the mainstream. There's nothing in there, in the mainstream, that I want in my life. It's tyrannical in there, it's despotic, you know, and I don't want to be ruled by that blandness. I can't say the whole 80s were bad for me, because frankly they weren't. I mean, through 84, I had the ride of my life. I mean, with the whole Let's Dance kind of thing, being shoved into, you know, that kind of out of a cult status into this kind of, you know, the new Phil Collins, you know. I mean, it was like, what is this? I'm on the radio, Mum.
To the song they're playing on the radio.
And then 2 or 3 years where I really felt like, and he was lost in the wilderness, as your kind of programs would have it. Yeah. Found himself lost in the wilderness with only his drugs for companionship. So it was that, you know, kind of thing. And it really took me a long time to get back on my feet again and realise that what I really enjoyed doing was the creative process of making imaginative music, not reaching the expectations of an audience.
I put it on when I go lonely. Won't you take off your dress and sing it to me?
I do not live for the stage. I do not live to hear the audience and all that. Hey, I'd rather be reading a good book. I like devising shows, I like putting them together, and I like the first, say, 3 or 4 nights. And then I get bored beyond belief of having to do the same damn thing every night.
Thank you. I was born and raised here in Manassas. I was educated at the Manassas University for existentialism.
I'd rather be in Philadelphia. The trouble is, it seems like you're in Philadelphia every damn night. You know, it's like it's Groundhog Day. I would like to feel that, you know, that I retain some kind of buoyancy in my life. But I must be honest, when I go into the stillness of my quieter hours, I am fairly driven by spiritual searching, a sense of anxiety about our times.
These are the nights. These are the darkest of all.
Even prior to September of last year, there was a kind of a low-level anxiety in the air about the century. Wasn't particularly cool, you know, it wasn't feeling right. I really don't want this world to be like this for my daughter. You know, what have I brought her into? How worse can this get, you know?
I get it.
This broth seems to kind of stir away in my soul, and has done all my life. I've been a very questioning person. Questions that I just can't and never have been able to resolve, and I never will until the day I die. You know, at the very end I'll be saying, but, probably my last words will be, but, it's Samuel Beckett's last words. Oh, so sad. Just before he had his heart attack, he said, oh, what a morning.
David Bowie is currently on tour with techno-pop sensation Moby. They are co-headlining this year's Area 2 Music Fest.